Hey everyone, it's hard to believe, but it has been 5 years since I've started this little review show. Just to think that last year we were celebrating the show's 50th episode, here we are now celebrating another milestone. And for this special occasion, I decided to take a look at the film that I've had my eyes on for quite some time. Aside from that one too. For the sake of getting this review started, I'm gonna say Tom and Jerry and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That's right, instead of reviewing any of those other films I've gotten requests to do, I'm going to be taking a look at the film that's pissed off the internet since Ghostbusters Answer the Call. Now I know that the Nostalgia Critic, Jamboree, and Saberspark already covered this, but I don't care. I'm doing this in honor of you guys for giving me 5 fantastic years. So let's take a look at this little train wreck and figure out the whats, the hows, and, well, I think you all know why.
We've got to have money.
This is Tom and Jerry and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. We start off with the traditional Tom and Jerry logo and theme song. You know, this is nice so far. I can't understand how this can go wrong. Oh. I'm starting to see why people are angry at this. Yep, this is basically a shot-for-shot anime remake of the classic Gene Wilder version. This would be fine if it was referenced here and there, but sadly that's not the case. About 95% of this movie is just scenes from the original with Tom and Jerry thrown in. The other 5%, however... well, we'll get to that when we get to it. We cut to Tom and Jerry doing their normal slapstick as they're trying to find some food. Thus, we get the first song from the original movie.
Who can take a sunrise, sprinkle it with dew, cover it in chocolate and a miracle or two? The Candyman!
Now in the original, the store clerk overheard the kids talking about Wonka, which was a proper transition for the Candyman song. But here, it just comes right out of nowhere with no setup or anything. And his singing...
Willy Wonka makes everything he bakes satisfying and delicious. Talk about your childhood wishes. You can even eat the dishes. But what's also off-putting, besides this guy's singing talents, is how they throw Tom and Jerry into this scenario. Like, how the hell does he not notice the cat and mouse running around his store? You would think he'll notice by hearing all this loud shit that's going on in the background. And like in the original, we see Charlie Bucket staring into the window, with a facial expression that will eventually be in your nightmares tonight. And this is the second problem with the movie, the animation. On the other hand, there are some stuff that looks actually good in this movie. Tom and Jerry look great, the backgrounds are colorful, and many of the characters that live in their world look rather decent. But then there are some stuff that actually looks horrendous. The animation on the human characters are just so bad. Sure, it looks like somebody traced over the original scenes from the movie, but I think the animators didn't know how to do facial expressions. For example, look at this scene from the original where Grandpa Joe tells Charlie about the chocolate factory. You can tell by his facial expressions that he is interested in the story that's being told. And what is the face that he makes in this one? Because of Slugworth.
Getting back to the story, Charlie stops Tom from eating Jerry by giving him the second loaf of bread that he was going to give to his family.
Things can't be that bad, can they? Wow, sounds like you guys haven't eaten in days. You know, I bought these for my family, but you're welcome to have.
Yeah, despite barely meeting these two and getting to know them, you decided to give them half the food that was meant for your entire family. Hello? Hello? Anybody home? Huh? Think, Charlie, think! We then see Tom and Jerry trying to steal a box of Wonka bars, but Charlie tells them it isn't right and they should put it back. So as they're returning the box to the candy store, we see that the delivery man, portrayed by Spike the dog, is waiting for them.
Get you! Nobody gives Spike the slip. Who put out the lights?
We cut to Charlie at school where, like in the original... No, I'm gonna be saying that a lot in this review, so I'm gonna have this on standby. Anyway, he hears the word about the Wonka bars, and... Class has been dismissed so everyone can find the golden tickets.
Willy Wonka's opening up his factory. We just heard. He's giving away tons of free chocolate.
Free chocolate?
But it's only for 5 people. He's hidden 5 golden tickets, and whoever finds them wins a lifetime supply of chocolate.
Golden tickets, eh? Class dismissed!
Okay, I know I already complained about the animation, but these two facial expressions in particular are just plain weird. So, we see that the other 4 golden tickets have been given out to 4 kids. Augustus Gloop, Veruca Salt, Violet Beauregard, Mike TV, and... The 5th one is found by Droopy, in a very bizarre yet funny cameo, but it turns out to be a fake in a later scene. However, the scene before that, which is where we're supposed to feel bad for Charlie, is done very poorly. As Grandpa Joe and the family debate over whether to break the news to Charlie, we transition to him crying in bed. Now, in the original, we see that Charlie's a nice kid at heart and he always tries to do the right thing, but sometimes that kindness can get him so far. He's sick of being in the predicament. He's mad at everything that doesn't go his way. But when something finally goes his way, despite having all the odds against his favor, you feel super happy for him at the end.
Don't forget what happened to the man who suddenly got everything he always wanted.
What happened?
He lived happily ever after.
What do we know about this Charlie? Well, he's nice. And that's about it. I mean, yeah, he does get a little angry when Tom and Jerry steal the box of chocolate, but that's just him yelling for no justifiable reason. Hell, we don't even get a rendition of Cheer Up Charlie.
Cheer up, Charlie. Just be glad you're you.
But seeing how this movie does a piss poor job of recreating things from the original, yeah, it's best that that song was cut out. So, Charlie comes across some money and he uses it to buy a Wonka bar. And of course, he found the golden ticket, which makes him so excited that he got lazy eye from it. So on his way home, he bumps into Slugworth and... he tells Charlie to steal Wonka's newest creation, the everlasting gobstopper.
You must get a hold of an everlasting gobstopper and bring it to me, so I can find the secret formula. If you do as I say, you'll be rich. A new house for your family, plenty of food, and security for the rest of their lives. Huh? I want it all. I want his whole world.
I have several questions.
Okay, let me see if I can understand this. He first tells Charlie to get the gobstopper, and then right out of nowhere he starts singing Veruca Salt's song I Want It Now? First off, why is the song put in this specific part of the movie? And it's not like this is the only time the song is played. No, they play it again when Veruca sings it, and they made it into a duet.
It's my bar of chocolate. Give it to me now.
I want today!
I want tomorrow.
I want to wear them, I will if I can, and I don't want to share them!
Second, how come Charlie gets the song sung by Slugworth, but the other kids just got a message whispered in their ear? Third, and most importantly, why in the hell are they portraying Slugworth as the villain of the movie? Didn't the writer forget that Slugworth is not a bad guy? The reason why he was so sinister in the original because he was testing Charlie to see if he was a trusty candidate to own Wonka's factory. But throughout this entire movie, Slugworth stops at nothing to get the gobstopper from Tom and Jerry. Pretty much, these scenes are pointless and are just there to pad out the movie, as well as to get in the way of iconic scenes. And to add more insult to injury, they kept the original ending when Slugworth turns out to be working for Wonka. Oh, and Spike the dog is along for the ride. Why? Because the film doesn't care.
Don't care
So after that pointless musical number that makes pink elephants on parade look sober, Charlie ran home to tell his family about the news, which causes Grandpa Joe to leap out of bed and start dancing.
Oh yeah, I'm fine, Charlie. I'm fine. Look at me.
Did he just have a non-flashback?
Oh yeah, I'm fine, Charlie. I'm fine. Look at me.
So as they head off to the grand reopening of the factory, Grandpa Joe seemed to misplace Charlie's ticket, so Tom and Jerry ran to retrieve the ticket for them. While this gives Tom and Jerry the perfect opportunity to do funny slapstick, the whole 5 minutes of it just seems like filler. So Jerry slips the ticket into Grandpa Joe's crotch, pocket, and Charlie is able to get in. Yay! Tom and Jerry served their purpose in this movie! It's finally over. So that was Tom and Jerry and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And while the movie is bad, it was at least short. The character designs are creepy, the animation is... Why is the movie still going? You're telling me that there's still more of it left?
Oh, this is just great. I can't fucking believe this.
So Tom and Jerry sneak into Wonka's factory to only cross paths with Spike the dog from earlier. They ran up a pipe that leads into the chocolate making room where we're introduced to... Spider-Man on interrogation mode?
Who dares trespass into my candy factory?
Nah, I'm kidding. It's actually Tuffy the Mouse. They follow the rest of the group into the chocolate room, where we get to my favorite song from the original movie, Pure Imagination. So, how do they f*** it up? Well, just like the I Got a Golden Ticket scene from earlier, they insert slapstick scenes with Tom, Jerry, and Tuffy. You know what the most ironic thing about this scene is? The whole song is about pure imagination, but what's coming out of this movie isn't imaginative at all. It's just a carbon copy of the original. Also, Tom, Jerry, and Tuffy had to hide from the group due to Wonka hating cats. Because... why not? So Augustus falls into the chocolate river... and he gets shot into the pipe. Tom and Jerry tried to save him, but they can't swim to save their lives. If the suction tube is strong enough to pull a fat kid up the pipe, how come Tom, Jerry, and Tuffy can't get sucked in as well? We see Slugworth and Spike getting sucked up the tube in the later scene, so how did they get so lucky? Anyway, we see the Oompa Loompas singing their song.
What do you get when you guzzle down sweets? Eating as much as an elephant eats. What are you at? Get
next! So while Wonka takes the kids into the next room, Tuffy uses his boat to catch up with them. And this is where we get the most infamous scene in the movie, where Tuffy reenacts the whole entire poem word by word.
What's that? Go faster? Okay! There's no earthly way of knowing which direction we are going. There's no knowing where we're rowing or which way the river's flowing. Is it raining? Is it snowing? Is a hurricane blowing?
Now, the original scene I feel needs no introduction. This scene is surreal, creepy, and comes completely out of nowhere. The title consists of horrifying imagery, including a chick getting its head cut off.
Now I am gonna be sick.
Of course, seeing that this is supposed to be a kids movie, they had to tone it down with images of puppy dogs and a toy robot. Okay. However, they're perfectly okay with saying the word hell in this movie. Wait, what?
Not a speck of light is showing, so the danger must be growing. Are the fires of hell a-glowing?
They actually did it. The word hell is in a Tom and Jerry cartoon. I don't care what it's rated, it's still shocking to me.
And they're certainly not showing any signs that they are slowing. Here we are, fellas.
So Wonka gives kids the everlasting gobstoppers and shows them the gum that can substitute as a 3-course meal. So Violet chews it, she turns blue, the Oopaloos come in to sing their song. Next!
No, go past this part. In fact, never play this again.
I'll get you for this, Wonka! I got a blueberry for a daughter!
Well. 2 naughty, nasty little children gone. 3 good, sweet little children left.
Okay, to be fair, that line was delivered better than the original.
Well. 2 naughty, nasty little children gone. 3 good, sweet little children left.
The group moves on to the fizzy lift and drink room, a room filled with a type of drink that can make you light as a feather, and is surrounded by bubbles.
Fucking bubbles!
Grandpa Joe and Charlie decide to do a test taste of the drink. Oh, shit! I did not expect that to happen. As Tom, Jerry, and Tuffy decide to drink some of it too, but Slugworth and Spike caught up with them. They escape into the next room, which looks like a cross between Candyland and one of the minecart levels from Donkey Kong Country. And if you're wondering about Wonka and the kids, Veruca and her father get shot down the furnace, and Tom, Jerry, and Tuffy join up with them.
We're in the furnace!
Holy shit! I'm starting to think those conspiracies about Wonka being a serial killer might actually be true! Oh great, they're in the Wonkavision room. This movie's almost over.
Lights, camera, Wonkavision!
What happened to the chocolate?
It's flying over our heads in a zillion pieces.
Can you send people through this thing?
People? I suppose I could. Yes, I'm sure I could. Could get messy, though.
Check it out, Mom!
So Mike TV decides to try the machine on himself, but the machine shrunk him down to size, and his voice changed to sounding like Timmy Turner.
Wait till everybody back home sees this!
No one's gonna see anything!
Hey, Ma! What are you doing?
At least this movie has something in common with Fairly Odd Parents now. They're both going down the super toilet.
What do you get from a glut of TV?
A pain in the neck and an IQ of 3.
Why don't you try simply reading?
Whoa! Wait a minute! What the hell? Are those 2 Oompa Loompas dry humping each other? They are! They're over here getting funky with one another!
Or could you just not bear to look?
Goodbye.
Oh great, it's almost over. All he needs to do now is his famous rant and...
Charlie! Grandpa Joe!
Oh my god!
Tuffy! Bad news, guys! Slugworth's...
Alright, so because we just needed to pad out this hour and 19-minute movie, Tom teleports Slugworth and Spike before they can reveal Wonka's secret for the Gobstopper.
I got you right where we want you, Slugworth! Now hand over that tiny gobstopper!
Oh, my.
Whoa.
So, aside from changing everything from size, Wonkavision can also rearrange your molecules? Also, if the Wonkavision could change people back to size, why didn't Wonka use it on Mike? He was the one who built the machine, so he should obviously know how to use the damn thing.
Let go, you fool!
Charlie, dear boy, how perfect. Now you and I can be partners. Our Gobstopper will make us kings of the candy world.
Okay, that face deserves its own meme. Catch Me Outside, Elf on the Shelf, screw that shit. This should have been a meme by now. Imagine the possibilities you can have with this one image.
Pull down your pants and let me see your scrub-diddly-umptious bar.
Or how about...
I'll show you a world of pure imagination. I've learned a technique from these guys.
Go ahead and try. Let's see what you guys can come up with. They finally get rid of Spike and Slugworth as we get the most iconic scene from the movie, Wonka's rant. However, this scene has no context whatsoever. Why? Because he says...
under Section 37 of the contract signed by him.
But they didn't show him sign the contract from the original, so what's the point of even having it in this version of the movie? As far as the rest of the scene goes, the two tones are completely different. In the original, Gene-Wild went over the top, resulting in each line building up to be much louder and angrier than before.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You stole fizzy lifting drinks. You bumped into the ceiling, which now has to be washed and sterilized, so you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
But in this version, it sounds so underperformed that it feels like you're listening to one of Tommy Wiseau's temper tantrums.
You stole fizzy lifting drinks. And to make matters worse, you allowed a cat into my factory. A cat and his two filthy mice friends. Now the entire factory will have to be sterilized. So you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Everybody betrayed me. I fed up with this world.
You're a cheat. How can you build up a little boy's hopes and then disappoint him like this?
I said good day.
Bitch.
Come on, Charlie. You've still got your gobstopper.
So of course, Charlie gives Wonka the gobstopper, Wonka tells him that he passed the test, they get him the Wonkavator, and everyone lives happily ever after. The freaking end.
Is no life I know to compare with your imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to.
Hey, look at that! My favorite part of the movie. Why? Because this was horseshit! But despite the negative hype around this movie, does it really deserve the hate? I don't think so. Sure, the movie is horribly animated and everyone who was involved in it pretty much wasted their time. However, what makes this movie go down in history as being infamous is the anger surrounding it. And honestly, I can see why. It's the same thing as with the Ghostbusters reboot from last year. Fans of the original thought it would be too soon to remake it due to Harold Ramis's passing. And considering that this movie was made a year after Gene Wilder's death, you could see why a lot of people are upset about its existence. Bottom line, I love Willy Wonka and Tom and Jerry. These two franchises were a big part of my childhood growing up. Hell, I still have the original movie on VHS. These two will always be timeless classics, but I just don't see them doing a crossover with each other. Say what you want to say about the Tim Burton version, but at least it stuck more to the original book and tried its own unique thing. This film has no originality whatsoever. Even the tagline on the movie is a complete lie. This film, along with the other Tom and Jerry crossover movies, just screams lazy, and their desperate attempt of cashing in on the success of an older property just to make a quick buck. All in all, this movie is definitely a bad egg. Thank you all for watching me for the last 5 years. It's honestly still... Now who could that be?
Hey kid.
Hey manager, what's up?
Say kid, we heard that it was your 5th year anniversary, so me and the guys decided to throw you a little bit of a surprise party.
Really?
Surprise! Happy 5th anniversary!
Wow, thank you guys. I honestly don't know what to say.
What, did you honestly think that we would forget?
You know, we've had those days where we've had to sit through the worst films possible. Luckily, you take the worst of it, so thanks.
Yeah man, seriously, anyone that's able to do a back-to-back review of Cool Cat Saves the Kids and 50 Shades of Grey demands a little respect.
Here's to you, Nostalgia Kid.
To you, Nostalgia Kid! Thank you guys so much.
Alright, now who wants a piece of cake?
Ooh, I do! I want it! I want a piece of cake! I do!
I want the piece with the cherry on top because well, Mufasa says so.
Before I have a slice, can I just make sure that this cake is vegetarian?
Actually, you guys go ahead. I just need to finish up my review real quick. It's honestly still hard to believe that I've been doing this show now for 5 years. I can recall back in 2012 when I made my very first review of my last year of middle school. And here am I now as a high school graduate, and I've made over 50 episodes, and it's honestly still hard to believe, like I said. And I think I recall back in 2015 when I wanted to give up, because there was so much stress and there was so much going on in my personal life that it put too much weight on my shoulders. But there was one thing that stopped it, and that was you guys. So whether it was just checking out a few of my videos or even making fan art, it legitimately warmed up my heart. So what I want to try to say is, if you're a fan, a friend of mine, or even a family member, or just checking out a few of my videos, I want to say thank you. You've brought so much to what goes on to this show, and I'm honestly saying from the bottom of my heart, I love you guys. You guys are amazing. And even if I changed a little bit of your life, I could say you guys have changed my life. So, let's see what the next 5 years hold for us. But until then, I'm the Nostalgia Kid, and I'll see you next time.
There's going to be a lot of garbage today.